Hi guys, it's Cyndi, aka Disney Queen. Today we are going to be discussing dining plan for my daughter who is going on her first solo Disney trip. So stay tuned. Wow, that was a lot to say. Anyway, welcome to my channel. My name is Cyndi, aka Disney Queen. If you are new to my channel, welcome. We talk about Disney, we talk about meal prep, we talk about planning, we talk about lifestyle, day-to-day, ups and downs. You get a little bit of everything when you come here. But today I'm excited. I'm doing my second video about my daughter Quisha's upcoming Disney solo trip. You would think I was going with her, but I'm not. But I actually got my name Cyndi, aka Disney Queen, because I plan videos for my family. I had friends who would call me and ask me to plan videos for them. And so I've been having a ball helping my daughter plan her first ever solo trip to Disney World. Anyway, so yesterday evening we got on the phone and we just kind of talked through her schedule for the week. She's still working on what rides that she really wants to focus on, because it's been, by the time she goes, I think it will have been exactly 6 years since we went. Maybe not 6 years, maybe 5 years, which is average for us. On average, we tend to not go back until 4 or 5 years later. Due to a lot of circumstances, my husband and I and the rest of our family are not going with her, but I'm excited that she's going to be there for the 50th anniversary. She's going to be there doing Food and Wine Festival. She's going to be able to experience some new rides that were not there the last time we were there, and so the next time that we do a sit down, I'll be talking about the rides. But today we're talking about dining, and that's what we focused on last night when we were chit-chatting. So she's gonna arrive on a Monday, and her flight comes in so late that it's not a day that she can go to the park. And we were trying to figure out, like, first of all, could she do a special meal that evening? That is something that our family usually does when we arrive. The day that we arrive, we usually go and eat at Ohana's, but she's not going to be doing that. I'm kind of glad, because to me it's like that's our family place to eat when we all go. That's a tradition that we all do together. But I know she originally wanted to maybe try eating at Boma's, but when we started looking at her timeline and what time she would get in, the time it would take to check into her room, the time it would take her to get from the airport to the resort, it just seemed like it was going to be kind of iffy. And if there's any kind of backup, or if she's delayed at the airport, I didn't want her getting charged for not making it to her reservation. So after a lot of back and forth and a lot of talking, we decided that maybe perhaps the best thing for her to do was to catch a bus to downtown. I want to call it downtown Disney. My memories of it are downtown Disney, but it is now called Disney Springs. And they have so many food options that we said that would probably be a good choice. Her first choice is to eat at one of the local food trucks that is parked at Disney Springs, and it is called Local Green Orlando Food Truck. Local Green Orlando Food Truck. And so we went and looked at the schedule, because I think I had been watching Tim Tracker's video, and they had tried to eat there a couple of times, and every time that they went, it wasn't available. So it's not there every day, and it's only there certain times of the day. And so we went and looked at, my daughter went and looked it up, and she saw that it was actually going to be there on the day that she would be arriving, and it should be there within the time frame, if all goes well, that she would be able to get down to Disney Springs to eat there. So I'm really looking forward to that. That might be like one of the first things that we talk about when we start talking about how her trip was when she comes back. Short story on that is that I will be sharing her trip with you. She's going to send me photos and videos. I'm trying to be really good and not give her a long list of things that I want her to take video of or take pictures of. But I told her, please take pictures of your food. That's something I always do. And she's going to be trying so many different places that we've never tried before. So I'm excited to see her viewpoint on that. I'm hoping maybe one of the videos when she comes back will be her coming in and sitting with me and us talking about her overall feeling about how the trip went and her thoughts and ideas on how much Disney has changed, because I've heard so many people say it doesn't have the same magic, or it, everybody has a different opinion. And my daughter, for one, will tell you whether or not she enjoyed it or not, or if she gets frustrated. She doesn't beat around the bush about stuff like that. So on her first day after arrival, she's going to try to go down to Disney Springs. And if she can't eat at the food truck, there's so many other options at Disney Springs for her to eat, that she can even do mobile order, if I'm not mistaken. She's not necessarily looking to sit down at a restaurant that day, even though originally she did want to eat at Boma's. But after we really looked at the cost of eating Boma's for dinner. We've had Boma's for breakfast, and my husband and I have actually gone for dinner, but it was many, many years ago. But when we went on our last trip, we went there for breakfast, and we really enjoyed it. So she really wanted to try to eat there for dinner. But it just, like I said, when we started looking at the schedule, it was just like, let's not take the chance that you have some issues that day and then not be able to do it because of how late your plane is coming in. So the next day, which is a Tuesday, she's going to be at Magic Kingdom. Now, she got the Hopper, so unless something changes within the next couple of months or so, she should be able to go to her park that she has a reservation for, which we're very thankful that she's a lot like her mom and that she plans early. And because she planned early, she was able to fall in that window of being able to make her park reservations ahead of time. I think by the time you see this video, you can no longer make park reservations ahead of time. You have to make them the day of. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of I'm hoping that by the time I go again, that maybe they will have worked out the wrinkles on that one, because that just seems like a lot of stress. And so I'm glad that that's not something that's going to be on her plate when she goes. So she was able to make her park reservations in advance. So she knows that she's going to Magic Kingdom that morning. She knows that it's an early entry morning, so she can go in, I think it's 30 minutes early, and get in and see the rides that she would like to get on. And then she said she really would like to take a break midday and then go back to either the same parks or go to a different park. She has a 5-day park pass, and she has the Hopper as an option, so that gives her a little bit more flexibility. But after we did some talking back and forth, she decided that Magic Kingdom was going to be all day. So she's going to go to Magic Kingdom in the morning. She's going to stay, do as many rides as she can that's on her wish list, and then take a break midday, and then go back to Magic Kingdom in the evening. So when we were talking, we were looking at what places she might want to eat when she's at Magic Kingdom. So she had finally decided she was going to try to do at least 2 sit-down meals. And so she chose, well, I helped her. Basically what we did was, we knew which park she was going to go to, and then we were trying to think what was the best feasible way to get around, because transportation, it can be kind of iffy. And so I told her maybe with the Magic Kingdom day, because Magic Kingdom is like the farthest park from everything else. It takes a bit of time to get to Magic Kingdom. I think that's not something that everyone thinks of, because when you get to Magic Kingdom, if you're on a bus, they drop you off directly at Magic Kingdom, I think. So after we talked, I told her, I said, you know, the best thing for you to do, especially if you've decided you're going to stay, you're going to go to Magic Kingdom in the morning and you're going to go to Magic Kingdom in the evening. Maybe what you could do is look at going out to one of the monorail resorts and eating there. And then that way you can get back on the monorail. And then when you're finished with the parks for the day, you can just go directly to catch your bus to get back to your resort. I've said before, I'm not going to say which resort she's staying at until after her trip is over, but let's just say you want to maximize your time that you're traveling between everything as much as possible. So this is the plan. So on Tuesday, it's going to be Magic Kingdom. She's going to take a break and probably go over to the Contemporary Resort via the monorail, or by the I guess she would have to take the monorail, or she could take a bus to the resort if the monorail's not working. But I'm really hoping that she can ride the monorail, because I told her she could do Contemporary Resort, or she could go to the Poly, or she could even go to the Grand Floridian and walk around during her break time. It just depends. But what she finally decided on was, if she can get a reservation, she's going to try to eat at Steakhouse 71. Thanks, Jen, for that recommendation. And so that will be like her big meal for that day. But when she goes to the park in the morning, she says she kind of like maybe wants to snack a little bit. She is going to do, I think it's Amazon Prime. I know she's going to have some water and some snacks and things delivered, and she's going to order those and have them delivered the day that she arrives, so that she can have some of those things in her room. We're used to driving there and just being able to go to the grocery store and stuff, but she's not going to be driving. She's going to be flying out. She's not going to have a car at her disposal, and she's not trying to use a Lyft or Uber if she can help it. For the most part, she's going to be mostly staying within the bubble. She does have a friend that's coming down that I think is going to have a car, so there is an off chance that they might go off-site, but this will probably be the most immersed in the bubble trip that she's ever taken, because we do tend to go out. So anyway, so she decided on Steakhouse 71. After we looked around to see what dining options were available in Magic Kingdom and also available at the resorts, and she finally decided on Steakhouse 71. But she does want to try possibly a Casey's Corner hot dog, and she definitely wants to try a cheeseburger spring roll. So I think that when she gets to the park in the morning, she might try to get a spring roll as soon as they're available, because we've heard that, you know, they don't last very long and you have to go to the cart near Adventureland and get them as soon as you possibly can. So that's the plan, is once she gets into the park, once she knows what her ride times are going to be, she did pay for Genie Magic, and she is going to use Lightning Lane when she really thinks she needs it. So you'll hear about that in another video. So those are her choices. Steakhouse 71 for her real, sit down meal. And she's also looking at maybe trying Casey's Corner and definitely trying to get a cheeseburger spring roll while she's at Magic Kingdom. She'll be there all day, so there'll be plenty of opportunity for her to try some snacks. She loves going to Starbucks. And so I told her that there's a Starbucks right as soon as you get into Magic Kingdom on Main Street. But because I know she really likes coffee and she's really wanting to try different things on this trip, I told her about Joffrey's coffee. I don't personally drink coffee, but I think all of my kids do. I'm not sure about my son. He might not drink a lot of coffee. I'll have to ask him. But I told her what she could do was a comparison between Starbucks coffee and Joffrey's coffee. My husband personally does not like Starbucks coffee. He said it tastes like it's burnt. It costs too much money. So she's going to try to do that while she's there. So she's going to go over and try the Joffrey's coffee and compare it to the Starbucks coffee, because she definitely has to have her coffee first thing in the morning. I'm pretty sure that she's going to come on this, she's going to come in the comment section and say, I've gotten some stuff wrong. So just prepare for that. Because every time I do a video, she's like, Mom, that's not right. Or I didn't say that. So, I always say I'm getting old. I forget some stuff. Okay, so that is on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, she's going to be at Epcot, which is my family's favorite park. I'm excited. Cannot wait to hear about her trip. Especially can't wait to hear what she thinks about Epcot and all the changes that are happening. Okay, so on Wednesday, she's going to go to Epcot in the morning, and then she's going to try to hop over to Hollywood Studios in the afternoon. She'll probably take the Friendship boat from the backside of Epcot over to Hollywood Studios, or take the Skyliner, which she will be riding for the first time. I've already said, can you get some footage for me? And when she first gets into the park that morning, she's going to go to Connections Cafe, which is brand new. Again, I want some footage and some pictures of what you get. And she's going to have breakfast at Connections Cafe. She can mobile order, if I'm not mistaken. I told her they have a Starbucks so she can get her coffee first thing in the morning to get her started for the rest of her day. And then she's going to possibly, during her break time, go over to the boardwalk and walk around, check out the shops, check out the resorts, get some ice cream. Okay. So on the day that she's going to be at Epcot in Hollywood Studios, she's going to have breakfast that morning at Connection Cafe. But she knew she was going to be out and about, at least in that vicinity, most of the day. And she was trying to decide where she might have her more, not heavy meal, but her bigger meal. And so we were looking at a couple of places for her to eat and could not figure out where in Hollywood Studios would be a good option without her having to get a reservation and sit down. And she looked at possibly Toy Story, but that's outside and it's hot, and our family does not do well with heat. So she was really looking for somewhere where she could go inside and sit down, but that wouldn't require reservation. So that's how we came up with Docking Bay 7, because she looked at the menu and she saw some things on the menu that she thought might be interesting. I know absolutely nothing about Docking Bay 7 because it's new for us. That was my daughter texting me. But that is on the short list of where she might stop to eat. And I'm guessing over time, we'll be able to maybe get some second and third choices just in case. But what we were really working on last night was making sure that we had her dining plan in place, because she's going to have to make her dining reservations here pretty soon. And so time was slipping away. So that's how we ended up on that conversation last night, and that's how we ended up with this video today. Is that a lot of information? Because it sure seems like a lot of information to me. It takes a lot of work to plan a Disney trip. It always has for me, but it seems like it's gotten 10 times harder because there's so many things that you have to do now that you didn't have to do before. And so we just want to have options for her, but also have things in place so that she can get with her travel agent and make those decisions, because thankfully she's using the same agency that I use, which is Dreamsunlimited. She's actually using the same travel agent that I use every time that we travel to Disney. Her name is Beth, and I will put information below about Disney Dreams. I'm ready to go on a cruise. About Dreamsunlimited. And so the one thing I love is that Beth will make your dining reservations for you, and so you don't have to stress out about it. But you do have to give her some additional options just in case something is not available. So my daughter had decided she was only going to do 2 sit-down dining reservations. And so, long story short, that's how we got here to where I'm doing this video, and I'm talking a mile a minute. Can you tell I'm excited for it? I get excited just planning a video. I get excited just planning a trip, and it doesn't even have to be for me, but just something about planning Disney just makes me happy. So so that is Wednesday, and it's going to be not as structured. She's not really sure what she's going to do, but she does know she's going to try to do Epcot, and she's going to try to do Hollywood Studios, but she's going to try to do Hollywood Studios in the evening. So on to Thursday. On Thursday, she's headed back to Hollywood Studios in the morning. She's going to eat a snack in her room, because like I said, she is going to have some things delivered for her room. And then she's going to put a couple of snacks in her bag, because her goal for Thursday is, after doing what she would like to do first thing in the morning at Hollywood Studios, her plan is to go over to Epcot for the day. She might take a break if it gets too hot or if the weather changes or something. And she might take a break and take the Skyliner over to the Riviera Resort, because I really would like to have footage of the Riviera Resort. I have always been a Grand Floridian girl, but I knew even when I saw them talking about building the Riviera Resort that it was a resort that I was going to like, and it's one that I would want to visit. I love resort hopping, and so I'm not begging her to go over and take pictures and video for me, but if she feels like it, if she has the time, she might do that. But her goal on Thursday is to eat around Epcot, because it is the Food and Wine Festival. Like, that has been a goal of hers, and it's actually a goal of my husband's, is to eat around Epcot. And so I'm excited that she is going to be able to do that. If I have any friends who have like a Epcot food and wine booklet, if you go once Food and Wine starts, she's not going to be there at the start of Food and Wine Festival, please send me a booklet. Just PM me, I'll give you the information, because I think that would help her also if she kind of knew in advance. She's like her mom, she likes to plan stuff in advance, but she'll probably fly by the seat of her pants a little bit more than I actually would. But that is the goal for that day, is to eat around Epcot and taste and try things. And I'm super excited to see what she chooses. It will probably be some seafood, which y'all know I don't eat, but again, I'm just excited for her. Can you tell how excited I am? So that's the goal for that day. So on Thursday, Hollywood Studios in the morning to like maybe take care of any things that she didn't get to see on the evening before, and then straight over to Epcot so that she can taste around the world. So that's a pretty laid back kind of day because again, we are Epcot people. We love Epcot. So I'm not worried that she's going to like overextend herself that day, because the goal really is to just go and eat around the world. Okay, Friday is her last day going into the parks, and she is ending it with a visit to Animal Kingdom. I was gonna say Animal Kingdom is my least favorite park, but it actually isn't. I would say Hollywood Studios is probably my least favorite park. But because it's so hot at Animal Kingdom in the summertime, it's like a one and done park. Like, we go in the morning, first thing, try to see as much as we possibly can, and by the time noon rolls around, we are like out of there. And I would really like to go when the weather is cooler and really explore Animal Kingdom, because we just go in, see what we have to see, and then we're gone. And I have the feeling if it's too hot that she's probably going to do the same thing. She does have a couple of options for her afternoon, because she's going to Disney Springs on that first night. At night, she won't really get to walk around Disney Springs as long as she would if she had a day set aside for Disney Springs. But her flight leaves the next morning on that Saturday really early, so she won't have an opportunity to go and do anything else. So she's decided that she wants to add Epcot to her afternoon to go back in again. Again, Epcot is our family's favorite park. She liked to see Harmonious that night. While we were talking, we scrolled through the available places to eat at Animal Kingdom, and even though a character breakfast was not on her original list of things to do, it wasn't anything that she was going to rule out. And we looked at Tusker House, and she really liked the menu at Tusker House, and so she's thinking to try to get an early reservation to eat at Tusker House in Animal Kingdom, see the things that she would like to see, ride the rides that she would like to ride at Animal Kingdom, and then maybe take a break and go to Disney Springs for the afternoon, walk around a little bit, check out the shops, maybe grab a snack, and then that evening she will go back to Epcot, and then she will close out her trip with seeing Harmonious. So that long rigmarole was all of the things that we talked about last night. Many of her dining plans for that day, and which parks she was going to be going into. And the next thing she has to work on is her wish list of rides and entertainment things that she'd like to see. Again, there's so many different things that are there now that weren't there when we went last. If you'd like to know what some of those things are, I did do an initial video talking about her upcoming trip, some of the things that we're excited that she's going to be able to try out that are new. The next video that I will probably do is what rides that she would like to get on. So we cannot wait to take you along for this journey. I'm so excited. If you can't tell, my daughter is excited. She is now in the double dishes. She is now in the double digits. So she's excited. And yeah, it'll be the first time she's flown into Orlando for a trip, and there's just so many things for her to do, for her to experience for the first time. And so I'm looking forward to even FaceTiming with her when she's at the park. Like, yeah, that's how much of a fan I am. I don't even have to be there, but just watching her be there is just gonna, it's gonna tick off all the boxes for me. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And if you'd like to know when the next video will come out, all you have to do is hit that little notification bell below. So until I see you the next time, guys, have a blessed day. Bye.